it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today is our deep dive into the Paper Studio Iron-On. The Paper Studio Iron-On is Hobby Lobby's house brand of iron-on vinyl. Now, before we jump into it, I wanted to let y'all know that the Deco Sparkle sale ends today, so that's 30% off all of the Deco Sparkle, the holographic material that's on our website. And tomorrow starts the 30% off of all of our ThermaFlex Plus, which will end on February the 3rd of 2021. Now, we're gonna jump into this, and I will be honest and tell you that I could not find a whole lot of information about this vinyl. I looked up Hobby Lobby's website, I looked up to see if there was any information on the Paper Studio, where it was manufactured, if it's CSIPA, I think is how you say it, compliant. There was not a whole lot of information. So that bothers me to begin with, because I think there needs to be some more clear and concise information out there whenever you're using this, especially for people who are reselling it. Now, I purchased the sampler pack, which includes 3 12-inch sheets. So there's the pink sheet, the aqua, and the purple, which retails for $16.99. Now, I got it whenever it was 50% off in Hobby Lobby stores, so that was $8.50. And on their website, this vinyl is offered in 24 different colors, and it retails for $14.99, and it is $7.50 right now, half off. And the amount of vinyl you get for that is a 12-inch by 24-inch piece, so not a whole lot of material. So I'm going to go into the instructions, because the only instructions or info I could find about this is what was on the back of the sheet. And it doesn't tell you a whole lot. Now, it does say that the Paper Studio is made in China and it's from Oklahoma City. So we're gonna jump in. So it says iron-on material. Description: create one-of-a-kind customized clothing, pillows, fabric, banners, gifts, and more. Caution: follow instructions for die-cut machines and for product design will be applied to. It is recommended to test iron material onto an inconspicuous location prior to use. Use caution when operating an iron. Adult supervision required. Iron-on material to be used at consumer's own risk, and results will vary. So there, at this point, there are 11 instructions on how to use it. So it says, to cut desired image, place iron-on material clear liner side down onto die-cut machine cutting mat. So what they mean by clear liner side down, which this is typical for all iron-on, is, see, this is the back side of the vinyl. This super shiny side is what goes face down on the mat. So this, the color side on the purple, or the matte, the shiny side on the pink, because you see how there it's matte, more matte on this side, goes face down. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, it says follow die-cut machine instructions to adjust your settings for iron-on material. After selecting desired image, ensure images are reversed to reflect mirrored image before cutting. So you want to mirror your image. I go over that in the design portion of this video. That is standard across the board for most iron-on. Okay. Use die-cut machine to cut image. For application, remove excess iron-on material from cutting mat, leaving only the image on the clear liner. So weed it just like normal. Set iron to cotton linen settings. Ensure the steam setting is off. When using a heat press, please refer to the chart below. For best results, use a lightly cushioned iron board. Preheat the area and cut image will be adhered to for 10 to 15 seconds. Position the cut image on the preheated material, liner side up. Always place a press cloth or a Teflon sheet, I'm sure, between iron-on and material liner and heated iron. Once press cloth is placed on top of position image liner, apply medium pressure for 25 to 30 seconds. Flip material over and apply medium pressure for an additional 25 to 30 seconds. That is a lot of ironing, and they want you to iron from the front and the back. Once cooled, remove liner from adhered image. If section of image does not adhere, replace line or press cloth over the image. Re-iron loose section using the tip of the iron for continuous motion with firm pressure for approximately 10 seconds. So, now what it says for the heat press instructions is it says for solid, you want to heat at 280 degrees to 315 degrees. That is a big temperature gap. Like that's 45 degrees. And peel it warm. So, and then it says for layering instructions, to layer designs, adhere one layer at a time, starting with the bottom. That's normal. Do not layer on top of glitter iron-on. Heat first layer for 15 to 20 seconds, then turn over and heat for an additional 25 to 30 seconds. Allow each layer to cool and remove liner before additional layers. And then it says also the care instructions. Allow iron-on to set for 24 hours prior to washing in cold water. Hand wash fabric inside out. Do not bleach, tumble dry. Iron the reverse side of fabric as needed. So that bothers me a whole lot because most professional grade vinyls, at least all the ones I know, you can wash in a washing machine. Why would you buy material that says to hand wash only? I mean, to me that seems like a little bit of a waste of money. Sorry if you can hear my printer, it's doing maintenance. But yeah, that just seems a little off to me. But hey, I know sometimes you can do it in a pinch. This would definitely not be a material I would recommend ever to put on something that you're going to sell, period. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, another thing about it is this has terrible, terrible reviews. On Hobby Lobby's website, I went to their website, as I said, to try to find any information about this as much as I could. Couldn't find anything. So the reviews of it, it only has a 2.5 star rating out of 5 with 118 reviews. And people are saying, not sure how to get this to work. Now, someone says they love this vinyl, and they have their instructions that they use a heat press for 360 degrees at 35 seconds, which is a lot of heat and time, a lot. And their cutting machine, force at 15, speed 10, cut at a 5, 1 pass. So that's someone who got a good review. And then there is another good review that says, I see a couple of people talking about it's trash and it doesn't stick. I have an easy press and never had a problem with this vinyl or sticking or cutting. I set my press to 360 degrees and press for 15 seconds. Works perfectly. You have to let it cool. But that's when you're using a heat press. Now that's for an easy press, but no one's saying how it is once it's washed. So that makes me nervous. So if you have used this and washed it and dried it, let me know in the comments down below. Because as I said, whenever we do these deep dives, I want to give you the most clear and concise information. And this was not available to me. Now, if you'll give me a moment, we'll change the camera angle, we'll show you the tutorial portion, and then we'll go over my final thoughts. Okay, so as you can see, I have CorelDRAW open. I'm going to go over here to our basic shapes tool. There we go. And in this area, you can take and change your shape. So as you can see, there's a few different things. So I'm going to go right here to basic shapes. And then I'm going to go up here and we're going to choose the heart, because I want to make a Valentine's Day design. So let's give ourselves a nice shapely heart. So now I'm going to go to the pick tool and I am going to color this heart pink. Now I do want to remove the outline off here because I don't need an outline. So we're going to go down here to the outline pen tool, go and choose none and press OK. So there we go. We like that so far. Now, I want to type out some text. I'm going to go right here to our text tool. And I'm just going to type out the word love. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to our pick tool. And I'm going to go and choose a different font. Something kind of cute. I want something cursive. But I don't want anything too complex because, you know, we're cutting this out of vinyl. Let's see. Let's try bakery. What do you think? Well, you can't answer me, but I like that, but I want something a little bit different. Okay. So as you can see, I just kind of go through. Oh, I love Bird's Paradise. Yes, let's do that one. Okay, so let's choose our design, and we want to play with where the words are laid out. So I want to angle it a tad bit more. Actually, I kind of like it like that. And I want to move it close to the bottom of the heart, okay? So as you can see, that's kind of what I want it to look like. So now I want to choose the text, and I'm going to go up here to Object, Break Artistic Text Apart. And I want to make sure I choose all of the lettering, not the heart. Okay, now I'm going to go up here to Object, Convert to Curves. Now this is important for the next step. So I'm going to take and select everything, and I am going to do Trim. So that should take and cut the letters out. There we go. So you see how simple that was? And now we have our little one color heart. So I'm going to move that over to the center. We like how that looks. And we're going to go File, Export. We're going to change this to Love Heart, not Love Heat. And I'm saving it as a SVG. I'm going to go to Export and click OK. Now I will upload this file to Patreon if you don't want to design it yourself. So now we're in Cricut Design Space. Click Upload, Upload Image, Browse. I'm going to go up here to our Quick Access and go to Love Heart and select Open. Now we're going to click Save, Insert Image. There we go. And I want to make this a little bit smaller because I am going to place this in a different spot on the t-shirt than normal. So we're going to make this about 4 inches in total. Okay. Now I'm going to click on Make It. This is still being cut out of HTV. It's just the Paper Studio one, so we still need a mirror. Click Continue. And we're going to choose Everyday Iron-On because the Paper Studio is just a standard thickness. So it's just like dealing with your Caesar Easy Weed or your specialty materials. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over how to make this. So as you can see, I have my vinyl here that's already been cut. I'm using my Easy Weedin' wooden pick to weed the material, which I mean, the material doesn't feel like super different from any other iron-on that I have felt, but we're gonna test it. Like, I don't know how thick and everything it is in comparison to other material, so let's go ahead and weed all this. It's kind of hard to see though. but at least I only chose a 4-letter word in this, so we could save for time. And I do have the heat press preheated to 315 degrees for 25 seconds. So I chose the highest temperature for the lowest time to do this. And this is a professional grade heat press. So if I can't get it to stick, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So as I said, we're gonna do this in a different position. So I want to load this on here where we can see. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this all the way to the side because I'm going to apply this to the bottom near the hem of the shirt. Isn't that cute? Like, that is a different placement than your normal used to see, but I mean, it's still cute. And I'm going to use some tape because this backing isn't sticking, so it doesn't hold real well. And I'm going to cover it with my Teflon sheet. And then we're gonna heat. So we're gonna try it at this, and this is set at 35 PSI, so that is like a medium pressure. So it's not too high, not too cool. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this on there. We're going pretty good, nothing major. Okay. Now, this said it was a cool peel for iron, and it's a warm peel for if you're using a heat press. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. So that applied nicely. So we've got that on, and I always go back and reheat because one thing about it is, I'll show you on this material. So if you look at it closely, I'm not seeing a lot of the texture of the shirt through, and plus I prefer a more matte finish vinyl, but again, these are personal preferences. For the finish, it's just I'm not seeing the texture of the shirt through, so I want to reheat it just to be on the safe side. And that might be why they say hand wash it, because it might have issues with the adherence. So again, we're gonna heat this. That was not enough time. We're gonna heat it for 25 more seconds, just to make sure what it's going to do. But yeah, this is on their settings, which, as I said, are very odd settings because most vinyls aren't like that. And again, it doesn't say what materials you can put it on, that type of thing. Just use at your own discretion. So those are things that I'm not very fond of. I wish it had more info because, I mean, I think that's important. So now we can see the texture of the shirt through it, which for me, any way that you can tell if a regular iron-on is adhered is you can see the texture of the shirt through it. So you see how you can see those lines when it's hard whenever it's like a shiny finish like that, but you see how you can see the texture marks of the shirt through it. So that should be adhered. So if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we will go over everything we did. So look how cute that turned out. I love the design. I'm just not sure if I like the vinyl. It has a really kind of weird feel. I mean, and that's just me being perfectly honest with you. And if you've had good luck with this, please leave it in the comments, because at this point, this would not be a material I would recommend. There's just not enough information out there about it, and I'm not about hand washing. If you're selling this, I would not sell something that has to be hand washed inside out only, just in my opinion. I think it performed okay. It cut, it weeded, it applied. It's just I'm not a fan of how the material feels, and I'm just not a fan of how much info is out there. Remember, our Thermoflex sale starts tomorrow, January 28th, midnight CST time. So if you're interested in purchasing, now remember, you don't have to purchase from us for us to do these videos. I want to have all the information available for people to look at. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos. And next week's deep dive is we're going to test out our Tisa brand heat transfer vinyl. So I guess that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye.